telling you, he has no fear. He puts fear in the game. My kid is a starting center fielder for Toronto Blue Jays. My God, it's still unbelievable.
Hector's Pilar racing back. He reaches, ties, he touches. Sensational!
There'll be a lot of people who feel really, really emotionally let down today.
It was wrong, and he deserves punishment, period.
It weighed on me in a way that I never thought it would. It wasn't something I felt like I could just move on from. I want to be a franchise player for the Toronto Blue Jays. I want to see how great I can be, and that's my number one goal. This is where it all began. West Hills, Pony, baseball. Some of my earliest memories of playing baseball were on this field. If I was able to talk to myself when I was playing here at 4 years old, and I could tell him someone wanted to film your story of coming up, I would tell him, you're crazy, man.
To understand what makes Kevin Pilar tick, you need to start here. West Hills, California, a suburb of Los Angeles that managed to produce one of baseball's grittiest players.
When they were kids, my only goal was to just keep them in school and keep them out of trouble with sports. So I exposed them to every sport there was. You know, snowboarding, water skiing, wakeboarding, motorcycles.
He went all out to all ends. He did not want to fail.
Oh, baby! Oh, baby!
I just kind of did things, asked questions later. It got me hurt sometimes, but I never really thought about, the repercussions as a kid. I just kind of went out and did it.
By his senior year of high school, the helmet and pads were gone. Pilar's focused solely on baseball and landing a Division I scholarship.
I was always good, but I was never that kid that was on the cover of Baseball America. My parents will tell you, my friends will tell you, my high school coach will tell you, they'd be lying to you if they said, yeah, we knew he was going to make it to the big leagues.
While others were signing letters of intent, there would be no spotlight on Pilar, no national headlines, no ride to a power program. Instead, he walked on to a little-known Division II college, a place called Cal State Dominguez Hills.
It's not the Division I glitz and glamour of a college. It's not a Club Med. It's rough.
I said, where the heck is Dominguez Hills at? I knew nothing about it. I never even heard of Cal State Dominguez Hills, but I was just excited for him that A, he was going to be going to college, and B, he was getting a chance to keep playing baseball.
Hello, and welcome to my college, Cal State Dominguez Hills. And this is not only the parking lot we parked in for games and practices, this also became our locker room and clubhouse. This hasn't really changed a whole lot. The batting cages, and then they kind of look like they were put up by children. The facilities were not the best, but it doesn't matter. It was still 90 feet to the bases. We had a field to play, and he had an opportunity to show himself. That's all he needed. I do have a sense of pride in here just because it is what it is. This is all I had. This was the school that took me in when I had nowhere to go, and I rep it with pride.
He made a vow to himself that he would go pro, and so came that junior year at Dominguez, hitting in a record 54 straight games, and by then Pilar was certain he had done enough to get drafted.
Major League was always in his mind, and he got very disappointed the junior year when he didn't get drafted. That was rough. At that point, I felt like what else could I do? Am I going to fall victim to being labeled a Division II player? They're going to discredit anything that I do. It just motivated me.
Kevin was on a mission as a senior at Dominguez Hills. A year after going undrafted, he was waiting with angst, wondering, hoping that someone in the majors had noticed.
You just kind of listen to the draft on the iPad, and Ended up being a long second day too. Never hearing my name call, and the third day came, and barely woke up in time to hear the draft start, and was just making breakfast.
Next thing you know, we kind of just get a couple texts saying, like, you got, it happened, and it's like 30-second round, like, we'll take it. He was like excited to go. We planned a little party, and next thing you know, he was gone.
At that point, it didn't matter who it was, when it was. Like, I felt like I had opportunity, and when I had a moment to really understand what happened, I was like, Toronto, like, wow.
There's no denying and put a chip on his shoulder, without a doubt. Yeah, I think he really felt that he did enough in college to get drafted earlier, and he was overlooked.
It's do whatever it takes to prove these people wrong. That was my motivation. That was it.
Yeah. That just be the motivation. That just be the motivation. That just be the motivation.
When he got into the minor leagues, he killed it. Every single level. Batted 300 every single level. I mean, 350 some places. So I was like, they should call him up. He's absolutely destroying the baseball right now.
On his resume, 40, 30 something round pick, whatever it was. So the odds were against him. But, guys I respect and trust greatly in the minor leagues said, hey, this is the guy you want on your team.
Just 2 years after being drafted, Kevin got the call. The kid that nobody had given a chance to was going to the show.
Just being able to call my brother and my parents and Amanda to let them know that I made it. My goodness, like, wow. It was a dream come true.
That was great. That was exciting. That was, wow. Who would ever dream their kid would be in the major leagues?
I think the first ball I got to in the field, I was playing left field, was a line drive by Johnny Gomes.
Rips this one to left. Kevin Pillar. What a play.
And that was the first ball that I touched in a major league game, aside from playing catch, and that was a pretty cool moment for me too.
Just as quickly as the dream became a reality, it nearly all came crashing down.
Anthony Gomez is on deck. He's going to pitch it for Kevin Pillar here.
I wanted that at bat. I'll never forget it. It was bases loaded, 1 out. Dylan Betances comes out of the bullpen. They call me back for a pinch hitter. Walk down towards the end of the dugout. Throw my bat down the steps.
He snapped a little bit, started throwing some things, and stuff that, it happens in baseball, but not out of first-year guys,
After the game, you get the tap on the shoulder to go see Skip in his office, and I knew I was in trouble then. And then, to put it nicely, they sent me down.
I called him in the office after the game and said, hey, we're trying to give everybody an opportunity here, basically, and we can't be acting like that. But I did tell him, I said, hey, go get your act together, man, and I hope you make it back.
Honestly, didn't know if that was going to be the end of my career, but I definitely thought that was the last time I was going to step foot in the Rogers Center.
He pulled himself up by the bootstraps, and if you look at his stats when he got put back down in AAA, he tore it up down there, and I think that shows the character that he has.
Later that season, Pillar was rewarded with a call-up. Forgiven for the bat toss down the dugout stairs.
Pillar moves a charge and an athlete back at the track at the wall. His first of the season.
By 2015, he was a full-fledged big leaguer. And on Jackie Robinson Day, Superman was born.
And a deep drive to left field. Pillar at the wall, at the track, jumps in. Oh, he did. No, he did. He's got it. Oh, my goodness.
Hey there, Superman. Come on and do it like only you can.
It kind of just put me on the map. The amount of attention that came after that was more than I ever anticipated or expected. And then it kind of just seemed like after that, another good play in the outfield happened, and another good play, and then now I'm playing center field, and then I started making good play after good play after good play, and all of a sudden you go from a guy who we're not sure is going to be an everyday player to one of the best defenders in the league.
Soaring through the air. Superman has done it again.
I feel like if a guy hits the ball in my area and I don't catch it, he's beating me. I want to protect my area. I want to protect my house. And if they hit it out there, I'm going to make a play.
Moving over, Pilar running, dives headlong. He makes another spectacular catch.
My defense is what's kept me in the big leagues, what's given me a job. I don't take any disrespect by people saying, wow, all they want to talk about is your defense. To me, it's a big compliment. But the next step is just, I want people to say, wow, you're just a good baseball player.
Pilar started 2017 hot. Through the first month of the year, he was neck and neck with Mike Trout for the most hits in the American League. Then one night in Atlanta, everything changed.
And what happened here? Clearly heard something that he didn't like.
Toronto suspended outfielder Kevin Pilar 2 games for uttering a homophobic slur.
There'll be a lot of people who feel really, really emotionally let down today because this is a guy they admire. They admire him because he's a ball player. They admire him because he's an underdog.
It wasn't something I felt like I could just turn the page on. It weighed on me in a way that I never thought it would because it was such an innocent and honest mistake. I used some inappropriate language. It wasn't something I felt like I could just move on from.
He was taught a word as a little kid that just came out, and now he sees how damaging that can be and how it hurts the feelings of many, many people.
I had to do what I needed to do to make this right and to let other baseball players, other athletes know that that language is not appropriate and there's consequences for it.
One of the first calls Pilar made after the incident was to Billy Beane. Beane had spent parts of 6 seasons in the big leagues, and not long after retiring, he revealed he was gay. Beane now serves as baseball's first ambassador for inclusion.
His call meant a lot because he didn't have to do it. He really didn't have to do it. It's an unfortunate thing that brought us together, but how we react and what we do with this new opportunity is where he'll really be defined.
Pilar made a commitment to Beane, open to listen, wanting to learn. And so a meeting was arranged at Rogers Center, and Beane flew to Toronto to accompany Pilar walking into a room with members of the LGBTQ community.
We just kind of had a really open and honest conversation and dialogue, and anyone in the room was able to ask me questions kind of about the incident and why I did it. It was honest, it was sincere, it was just a really good event.
If he had just ignored it and said, hey, I made a mistake, too bad, it won't happen again, that could perpetuate in the eyes of some that, so what? But that has not been the case here, and I'm very, very proud of him, and I think it's been a great example to the rest of the league.
Last fall, Kevin and his wife Amanda became parents for the first time, and the standards he now wants to set go far beyond baseball.
You see the camera? You're not shy. Having this little girl, everything I do is to just make her proud.
So how's Kevin today?
He's actually better than I thought he would be.
This is still a dream come true for me to be a Major League Baseball player, and now I have this even more special purpose in life, and that's once I leave here, I get to be a dad and take care of a little precious baby girl, and it's been amazing.
Purpose, direction. All these years later, that now makes Kevin Pilar tick. The kid who had no scholarship offer, who once went undrafted, who thought his career was over before it really began, that kid is now the longest tenured Toronto Blue Jay.
I don't feel like I've been as good as I can be, or as good as I want to be. I want to be a household name. I want to be a guy that is not just known to be a great defender, but just a great baseball player. That's my motivation now.
The longest tenured Blue Jay. Incredible. Kevin Pilar right now at 581 games in center field. If he's around next year with this organization, perhaps he ends up sneaking past Devon White in that respect. But the documentary produced by George Katakis, a nice piece, and we certainly hope you enjoyed Fearless today. here on Sportsnet. Coming up in